60 seconds, a digital millionaire is created. Using the power of the internet, you're now able to access an entirely new world of digital entrepreneurship and education at the click of a button, swipe of a screen, or FaceTime call. Digital education platforms have become the #1 go-to source for learning new skills and entrepreneurship development. The e-learning space currently generates close to $100 billion per year in revenue, and by 2025 is estimated to generate over $325 billion. Are you interested in how you could get a piece of the pie while leveling up your knowledge and entrepreneurship skills? What if you had the power to access the world's best educators in technology, real estate, Airbnb, Turo, transport, financial literacy, and other industries at the click of a button? What if all you had to do was turn on your computer, phone, or tablet anywhere in the world to connect with subject matter experts in a comfortable, self-paced environment, teaching you step by step how to claim your stake in that industry? What if you could skip traditional education, avoiding crippling loans and interest rates, while taking the shortcut to learning the skills you really need to establish the life you want? Would you be interested? Our digital learning platform delivers to you the best in digital education available online. Using our proprietary learning management system, we place the power of digital entrepreneurship and online learning in your hands. When you get started, you'll gain access to dozens of hours of video trainings, workbooks, and dedicated lessons built just for you. You can ask questions, test your knowledge, and learn how to apply your newfound skills in the real world. Our vision for the future is to have every top course around the globe available to you, on demand, whenever you want. But that's not it. At Envision You, we believe that health and wealth is a key factor in your pursuit of achievement. As a result of this belief, we've launched a new and innovative product line focusing on 3 pillars to optimal health and wellness: energy, weight loss, and sleep. 62% of adults around the world say they don't sleep as well as they'd like. 1 in 4 people struggle with chronic insomnia or sleep deprivation. It's also reported that most adults get less than the required amount of sleep per night. Is that you? Our Dreaming Spray contains 3 powerful ingredients to assist you with sleep and obtaining a good night's rest using a special blend of melatonin, valerian root, and GABA. Using this powerful trio has been known to produce optimal relaxation and assist with a healthy and natural sleep cycle. Almost 40% of people report feeling extremely fatigued throughout the day, without enough energy to perform daily tasks and duties at home or work. Does chronic fatigue affect you? Our Empowered Spray works with your body to produce maximum energy to help you stride through the day without crashing, feeling jittery, and assisting you with making sure you can tackle anything. Using the power of vitamin B12, Empowered works synergistically with your body to produce energy without potentially harmful side effects. It is reported that more than 1.9 billion adults around the world are overweight. That's almost 20% of the world's population. Around 10% of the world's population is reported as obese. Obesity can create a host of health issues, including high blood pressure, heart problems, and even diabetes. Do you struggle with your weight? Our Crave Spray is keto-friendly and designed to assist you with weight loss, weight management, food cravings, and appetite control. We know that maintaining a healthy weight is a key part of health and wellness. With just a few sprays a day, you'll be well on your way to achieving your wellness goals and dreams. Combining the power of these 3 products, we've created the perfect body balance to start your day energized, to help curb your food cravings and urges, and promote a good night's rest. Our vision is simple. We are the Health and Wealth Company, and when we envision health and wealth, we envision you.
I'm Renee Knorr, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar.
And we are live. Hey guys, how you guys doing this afternoon? Not only we're live, but you know what? Today it's all about businesses. That's right. We are not only going to be surprising you all with some of our greatest business spotlights for today, we're going to be traveling around the globe. We have ladies who's going to be joining us from London. We have ladies who's going to be joining us from even right here in the United States, as well as some of the other parts of the world. Not only are we live on Instagram, we're live on our very own YouTube channel, but we're also live on Facebook as well as in the Clubhouse as well. So you know what, guys, I'm so excited that we're here today. It's Friday. What other place that you could be other than right here to learn so much more about our amazing business owners as well as our business clients. You know, the great part about this also, guys, it's helping to support women and their businesses. That's right, women and their businesses. And so I thought I'd wear something a little bit extra spicy with my red. That's right, I hope you guys are enjoying it because I am. And you see, I did something different to my hair. I hope you guys like the new because before I said, you know what, it's time for us to go all out. That's right, guys, you have to own it. You know, this is Friday. We like to call it Friday Fridays as well. And I'm super excited to be welcoming our very first guest to today's program. Not only have I been knowing this superstar for years, but she's truly a genuine person. She's definitely passionate about when it comes down to impacting the lives. I love the fact that she's truly intentional as well. She's not only come from the world of with direct sales. She was one of those beautiful Mary Kay queens, but I loved how she evolved into her ownness. You know, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do, because with this queen here, she's not only owned up to, as they say with the differences, one person says she was not ever going to speak again. Well, you know what? Against those odds, she's been able to speak. Not only has she been able to speak, she's actually earned an Emmy Award as well. So without further ado, let's bring up the lady herself, Miss Arel McGarry.
Can you hear me? I think my mic's on. Yep.
Oh, yes. We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh my
How are
God.
you doing?
I am great. And oh my gosh, you look so beautiful as always. Lady in red. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I was
I
watching
wanted to do
your
something in red, something different. This is totally outside of my realm, but I said, why not?
Nothing's
It's
outside
all
your
about
realm.
spotlighting.
No.
And with that, we can spotlight whatever we want. So if you guys like the red on top of red, go ahead and put some red hearts in the chat. But I'm so excited to have you here, Aurea. And guess what? I have a surprise for you. Are you ready? You
Sure,
want to see
why
the
not?
surprise? Let's see. Hello. You got Renee here.
Hi, beautiful. Oh, I'm so gorgeous.
I know. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some
Matching in red.
showcasing together. Yes, I love when she has we're going to be doing some showcasing together. But you know what? Today it's about you, Aurea. We're so excited to have you in our lives. You've been knowing this superstar here since she was every bit of 8. Now she's 23, okay? 23. And just like your beautiful daughter as well. I know, right? They grew up so fast, right? Oh my God.
Too fast.
Too fast. So, Ram, you are like at the center of the pinnacle, taking over in the media world, and we love every moment of it. We're looking forward to you launching your new.
We lost her.
Before launching your new talk show, and oh my God, so much more. So, Aurea, tell everyone what's going on with you and your space. Please take it away.
Oh my gosh, Renee, thank you for having me here. And I just have to give you props and flowers and kudos and all of that because you were always in my world and community. You and I have known each other probably 11, 12 years now. And I can always count on you every now and then to pick up the phone. Remember the old-fashioned phone that most people never use unless they're texting? Renee's the type that picks up the phone and says, hey, how are you? And really means it. So I'm watching your sizzle reel, Renee, and just saying, wow, I'm just so proud to know you. I'm so honored to call you my friend. We have a really wonderful, tight-knit community here in the Atlanta area. And you're one of my very first really close friends when I moved here to Atlanta. And when I moved here to Atlanta, I was in direct sales. Speaking of direct sales, I was doing Mary Kay, driving pink Cadillacs, and I am a big promoter, a big fan of the direct selling industry. So I know you have your arm in that in some ways, as well as you're conquering the world, saving the world. And I just love everything that you do. But if you just want a little inspiration and hope from me today, let me do this. It's International Women's Month. And I'm just going to tell you in a nutshell, to give you hope, you're never too young, you're never too old to live your greatest legacy. And in 1999, they told me from my cancer that I would never speak again. Above a faint whisper, it would be impossible. Because in 1999, on my 38th birthday, they found cancer in my chest cavity and opened me up. And they removed half of both my lungs, my thymus gland, the lining around my heart, disconnected half my diaphragm, and proceeded to remove the left thoracic nerve to my vocal cord. And at that time, I was driving a pink Cadillac. Everything I did was talking, being on the phone. Didn't have social media in 1999. We didn't have texting. We barely had email. And I remember them telling me, you'll never be able to speak above a faint whisper. It would be impossible. But your cancer is curable. So chemo will get the rest of it and you should be good. They didn't tell me chemo would almost kill me, but God had my back. So anyway, long story short, to give you all hope on this wonderful Women's Month, I want to give you hope. It doesn't matter what the diagnoses are. It doesn't matter what the world is saying or your doctors or anyone is saying. God has a calling in your life, and he called you to walk through it and fulfill it. And with his help, you can. So I knew that was my diagnosis, but I said to God, okay, either show me how to live my life, win more pink Cadillacs, do my job without a vocal cord nerve, or give me back my voice. And you don't need my vocal cord nerve to do that. Either way, I'm fine. It could be worse. Children could have this. It could be incurable. I'm okay. And as I walked forward in that faith, I couldn't talk. I sounded like I had a tracheotomy. It was so bad. But years went by and it got better and stronger. It's in my medical chart. It's a miracle. It should not get better because they didn't just disconnect it. They removed it. So this is a total blown out God miracle. And we all know God's no respecter of person. What he does for one, he can do for others. Okay. So long story short, fast forward, my little girl dream comes true when God said to start a talk show telling the good news stories about nonprofits in this world, making the world a better place. So here's somebody acting experience from New York City, did soap operas, loved acting, but I'd never hosted or produced my own show. Not supposed to talk, about to turn 48. Was not my ideal size because the chemo and prednisone blew me up. Lost all my hair again before I started taping. Sounded like a chicken, but God called me to tell good stories and put these on the air. So I took all of that, threw it to the wind. I'm overweight, pretty much bald again. Sound like a chicken. Okay, let's put a camera in front of my face and a microphone and tell great stories. The world would have said, sorry, you're not right for television. They would have been right, but they weren't. Within 1 year, I told great stories about nonprofits. And from that, winning Telly's and Davies Award, won my little girl dream of having an Emmy Award for a talk show. And that's what I want to give you hope. My little girl dream of wanting to be an actress and be able to win an award, an Oscar, an Emmy, the dream, right? Came true when I was 48. Not what I thought I had to be, size 2, beautiful, long, thick hair, and all the stuff that we as women look at. It was everything the opposite. But the talent, our skills, our being, our everything about our DNA is there, no matter what we think we look like or sound like. So walk forward in your purpose. Walk forward what you know you're called to do. Stop thinking about what the outside world sees or what a doctor may say you can never do. Not smart enough, not this enough. Forget it. God called you to do it. You're going to do it. And you're going to do it better than you could have ever imagined. So not only did I win the Emmy Award for having a talk show without a voice, I was able to go and be a judge. Wow. And then serve on the board of governors of the Emmy Awards, which I still serve on the board today. I love it. Little girl dream. Being in the movie, being in the TV industry, and then being a TEDx speaker at 60. Ladies, we are never too old. I donned the TEDx stage at 60. Go watch it. It's 9 minutes, will inspire you. And from there, I'm doing my own television network. I'm doing all the things that I'm coaching women to believe in their wildest dreams, to go for it and become the go-to celebrity in their industry. So it's all about me giving back to seeing what I've done, not by any greatness of myself, but by just having the faith to say, okay, I feel called to do this. I feel like I want to do this. I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. And saying, what do I have to lose for going for it 100%, and put the blinders on and forget about all the reasons why you think I'm not good enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not in all this stuff. You're everything you need to be right now to accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish. If you just stop being your own worst enemy and go for it. And hanging out with people like Renee and her entire community of global wealth warrior women, you cannot lose. Because if you just have a few people on your side patting you on the back saying you can do it, you can do it. So you're not alone. Jump in, grab onto other girlfriends that have your back, and you'll be surprised what you can accomplish. And I just want to say, if I can do it, you can do it. And if there's any way I can help inspire you to do that, feel free. You can listen to my podcast, Get Celebritized with Ray McGarry, everywhere you find your best podcast. I'm on YouTube, but I am in the community with Renee Knorr, have been for, it's got to be about 12 years now. And I will always be tied to her because she is special and precious. And the one thing I love about Renee is she is the best girlfriend, gal pal, BBF, business best friend you could ever ask for. And she dreams big. She dreams global. So if you have an ounce of faith in your dream, an ounce of faith like a mustard seed in yourself, you get with Renee and she will water it and grow it. Before you know it, you'll be doing things on a global level. Take my word to the bank. So I hope that inspired somebody. I didn't know what I was going to say today, but give me a microphone and I just go. I hope that has helped inspire somebody not to quit on your dreams. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute, Renee.
There we go. I said, just love you so very much, first and foremost, okay? Not only we're so proud to have you in our lives as well, you're like the best girlfriend. Also, you know, it's like like I said, there's no such thing as age, right, Araya? There's no such thing as age. And the great part about it, we just have to keep showing up for not only ourselves, but also for our girls. Because you have you have two beautiful daughters, right? And,
Yes. And they do what we do, Renee, not what we say. So we can say all day long, you should dream big, or you should, all this stuff. But if we're not doing it ourselves, failing forward, falling on our faces, but going forward, how can we expect them to? And now look how beautiful your daughter is. And how she's paving the way for us to not give up on our dreams too, as we start maybe thinking, oh, I'm getting too old for this. Our daughter's the one saying, Mom, you're not too old for nothing. Keep on going. Keep on going.
I love it. I love it. And that's what you're doing. You are keep on going. Araya, we have to have our lunch, or even our dinner, or even just tea. Because, I've been like weeding off of that coffee, and I've been drinking more tea, which has been great. It really has been great. So truly when we come back, but this, when I come back, from traveling just a little bit, but I really wanted us to not only shine a spotlight on so many different businesses, but the importance of us constantly keep showing up, constantly keep also helping those other ladies to find their way, to help those girls to find their way, because their voices really do matter. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Girl power all the way, all ages, all ages.
All ages, all ages. So let's make sure we have everybody know how to get in contact with you as well. And we're going to have to take some of those courses, young lady. Okay. We're rolling them out. And, Janae and I get ready to come out for what? Mother's Day? Mother's Day. We're going to be official authors by that time. Okay. So, yeah, so we're looking so forward to that. She's going to be doing all the illustrations. Okay.
You're an amazing artist too. I saw your artwork at that hotel. Oh my gosh, you are talented.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So beautifully talented. Of course. I mean,
we're just so excited about that. And I'm sure we can learn from you, get some tips as well, because that's what it's about, right? When you have girlfriends in certain industries, we're supposed to keep on learning from each other, also helping each other to, keep elevating, shining our excellence. And I'm looking forward to learning from you in so many different ways.
The school's never out for the pro. We should always be learning. I mean, we're never going to arrive. I mean, who wants that? Oh, I've arrived. I have nothing else to learn. Then you're dead. Hopefully that's when we're dead. We're not learning anymore. Keep on going. And I always think of one of my idols, and one of my favorite celebrities is Betty White, because at 99 years old, she was still feeding a big grizzly bear cupcakes. She was doing sitcoms well into her 80s, into her early 90s. She didn't stop. She kept on doing what she loved to do, and to fund the passion, like me, with her animals, and never stopped. Oh, I'm getting too old. So I'm like her. I'm going to keep on going. I'll be 99 still in that cage with grizzly bears, feeding them cupcakes.
I love it. When you talk about that Betty Wright, you are so right. Don't you love Betty Wright? She had like the energy. She was like an energy bunny, right?
Oh my gosh, she was. I mean, hosting Saturday Night Live and then doing Hot in Cleveland. I mean, well in her 80s, early 90s, and just the star of the show, so sharp and so on top of it. Such great timing. I mean, her talent never slowed down. And when you love what you do, to be fortunate enough to keep on doing it till the day you take your last breath, I think about the Queen of England too. I mean, look at the Queen, how she kept on going until really the very end. I mean, She didn't stop. She didn't retire. She probably slowed down a little bit, but not till like maybe the last year. Kept on doing her duty. She felt so passionate and called to do. I mean, it's amazing when you love what you do so much that you don't stop.
Right. Even the lady, Ebony Fashion Fair. Wait, let's just start right here. We got Ebony Fashion Fair, which is truly, oh my God, I just got a little bit of I was about to say Zenona Clayton, but Zenona Clayton, which is the Trumpet Awards founder and producer, she just got her amazing statue here in Atlanta.
Yes, I saw that with Carrie Greer.
Yes. I love.
We met her at the Golden Silver.
She's every bit in her 90s as well, and she is not giving up. I had the opportunity of working with them for the High Tea Fashion Show, as well as I remember when we did the Trumpet Awards. I remember Richard Roundtree and myself, we were like there just chilling in her luxury penthouse, okay? Right there at the hotel. But what I loved about Zenona Clayton, still till today, she has her bliss. She is living every day unapologetically, but also just being the warrior queen that she is. And the other person I was thinking about also with Ebony Fashion Fair, that's Mrs. Eunice Johnson. And I don't want to mess up her name at all. Because of Miss Eunice Johnson, you know, as an Ebony Fashion Fair model, she paved the way when it comes down to fashion alongside with elegance. And she truly fused the whole fashion and music as well. And again, in her 80s, she still was wearing her stilettos, her riding boots, as well as her makeup was beat every day while she was exercising. And that's something to say, as long as we take care of ourselves, we have to put the work in, right? Making sure we're shining as bright as a diamond every day. Rihanna showed us, no matter if you have a baby bump or not, right? No matter what age you're at, you still got to bring it. Who's somebody that you can relate to in that area?
Shucks.
Oh, shucks, you said.
I
Put her
was,
on the spot.
yeah, put me on the spot. I'm gonna say a person such as like Maya Moore, as she has moved through the journey. She has, as a basketball player, she paved ways for bringing more women's basketball out, and through that, she allowed her platform to help other people, such as federal prisoners, get that were wrongly convicted, get them out of jail, and it used her power and her platform to help do more than just one thing. And I think that's
Amen. She's only just begun too.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
only just begun.
Only just begun.
You know, and that's such a good testament. What I love to use of being like in this conga line of life, where there's always somebody ahead of you that you're hanging on to that has paved the way. And then you're always ahead of somebody else who's trying to grab onto you to pave the way to get where you are. We're always like in this middle realm. And I always think about when I'm going through trauma. I mean, you know, my dad was murdered by the mafia. I escaped domestic violence. I lost a lot of family members, my mom, to cancer. I go through cancer. Every time I go through all these traumas, I always think about, okay, I'm going to make it through this, get to the other side, then I'm going to reach back and help other women do the same thing. Because we can't help other people unless we go through stuff first. But I deal with women that have lost children in like shootings and school shootings and all of this, and I can't relate. Renee, we don't want to relate to what that is like to lose a child. But if they've been through it and they are brave enough to say, I want to help others go through it, and they keep having to be in that space, and most people want to say, I never want to think about it again. I'm going to go in a corner. I'm going to become an alcoholic. There is no God. There is no good. They could do that, and we would give them carte blanche. We don't blame them, because who can blame them for you take your 6-year-old to school and you find out they got gunned down during the school day? That is like unfathomable. And that's like Scarlett Lewis in Newtown, Connecticut. And she still believes there's more love in this world. So she was able to take that tragedy and turn around. Okay, in his legacy, I'm going to help others get through this, because this is a terrible thing to go through. But now that I've experienced this, I'm going to help others. It makes your life worth living. It's terrible and stinks. You have to go through this stuff. So we all get this stuff we have to go through. So if we can think about that, well, okay, I'm going to help others because I'm going through this really bad, sad, dark time. But it makes it worth it to come out the other side if you can turn around and help others. And I just think that's the neatest part. And women, we tend to do that a lot.
You know, that's one of those things we call it kindness acts, random kindness acts. And that's something that we have to work on doing more of. You know, it's unfortunate, like you were sharing with us, even the scary moments. School teachers are at school and the kids are going at it with their school teachers. And, you know, when we were going to school, Aria, we couldn't even think about hitting an adult back. We couldn't even think about it. Our moms would come to that school and whoop us in front of everyone. Am I telling the truth?
And now moms can't whoop anybody. That's child abuse.
Oh my God. It's just right now we're living in such a cynical time. And it's so important.
We need each other.
Yeah, we need each other more than ever. So
do.
I'm so grateful to you. You've done such an amazing job. And it's so great to have you here. And truly, it's time for us to have lunch. All right.
Yes.
Lunch. It's long overdue. Which so
We should have a mother-daughter lunch.
yeah, let's do that. You know, let's talk about this, because see this young lady here, she helps me to stay in shape and things of that nature. So let's do this whole mother-daughter health, wellness, as well as business, entrepreneurs. Let's birth more of our young girls, because I know your daughter also, she's over there becoming an entrepreneur. Is that correct?
Absolutely. She knows she wants to be one. She's still filling out where she fits best. She loves to cook. She's a chef right now. She's not sure where she wants to explore, but she is sure about one thing. She wants to go to business school. She wants to be a business owner. So good for her.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is what we'll do. We'll follow up with the girls, and maybe we'll do sort of like a cooking session, because this one here, she prepared the entire Thanksgiving meal. Oh my goodness. She loves to cook.
Oh, I love that, because I don't. So yeah, you go for it. That sounds great, Renee. Thank you for having me
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side of your greatness. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you on Instagram at Rare McGarry Productions. You can see all my links. Love to serve you in any way I can.
I love it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Oh my God, she's just so fabulous. Oh my goodness, she's just so fabulous. And that's how you have it right there with the one and only Miss Araya. I think, like, bye, beautiful. Let's give it up to Miss Araya. Guys, we have another beauty that's joining us. She's all the way from London. But what we're going to do before we bring her up, we're going to do a commercial break, and we'll be right back. That's right. We'll be right back with our very own, the queen herself, Miss Joanne. She is a yoga expert, and we were just talking about the whole health and wellness, right? What are some of your favorite exercises that you love doing today?
My favorite exercises would probably be a bridge, a wall bridge, bench bridge, whatever. I would say planks. I like planking.
Ooh, you like to plank? Ah, she does, guys. She really does good planks too.
And probably an RDL.
What's an RDL? For the viewers who don't know what an RDL is.
So an RDL, it's a Russian deadlift, and basically the lower half of your body is kind of stiff, and you're using the majority of your hips to go down and come back up with the weight.
Oh my goodness. So we are getting ready to be joined by this amazing yoga expert who's truly going to give us some tips. You already heard Janae, so I'm sure they're going to complement each other. Let's make sure we share more of this information. We'll be right back after this commercial break, guys. Oh my God, I cannot wait for her to come join us. Oh man, we'll be right back, guys. And we are back. That's right. Today it's all about Friday. We're going to be talking to business owners and really helping those to get their business projects out. Right, Miss Jazzy? Oh my goodness. So tell me, you have now completed college. Before we bring up our next guest is Miss Jackie that's going to be joining us. You've completed college. You have totally just jumped right into this entrepreneurship. How does it make you feel?
It's a really different stepping stone, and you got to grow up much faster than you expected, but it allows me to prepare myself better for the future.
Really, really. So what are some of the things that you said it allow you to grow up? Tell me kind of like steps by steps in growing up. What does that mean for those young people who don't understand, guys, please?
Well, so growing up comes from, as a younger age, you have less responsibilities. Now, as a grown up, you have more responsibilities. You get involved into the society system and you have to go through taxes and all the things that it means to be a grown up that we don't like. But you know, it's a step that everybody has to take sometime, and I took it, and it is now growing into, okay, now we have to prepare ourselves better for the future. So that's the focus.
I love that. You know, they're growing up much faster. And I'll say this also, Janae, when we were your age, you know, we didn't have all technology at our fingertips, you know, so talk to us about some of the things that you're learning with technology as well.
Well, compared to your generation, our generation grew up, my generation, we grew up learning how to type. Like, that was the first thing, because that just came out. Computers had just been getting more advanced. So learning how to type was something important. Understanding how businesses work was important. So knowing the technology and how it mixes with the business was something that was a little more in-depth taught than probably you were taught.
Right.
And so it gives me a different opportunity to see the world in a different aspect compared to other generations.
Oh, cool. So you sound excited about that, huh?
Very excited.
So you've been traveling. You just came back from New York City. She was in Buffalo, plus you did Fashion Week as well. So tell everybody a little bit more about your excitement. And then after that, we're going to be welcoming our very next guest, Miss Jackie, is all the way. She's like right now in London. Okay. Yeah, she's in London. That's going to be joining us. Go ahead.
So I just came back from Niagara Falls, which is an amazing little check off of my list of places I want to go to. I also came back from Fashion Week, was another check that is a goal that I really wanted to accomplish. And I can't wait to accomplish some more goals. That's the plan. You know?
Wow. So how was Niagara Falls? Give us some images, give us some pictures, give us some feeling about it.
So when you think of grace and water, mix it together and put peaceful patience.
Ooh.
Those are the best words that I can say for it. It was nice. You could just sit there and just fall into it. And it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. I did have 2 jackets on, but it wasn't too cold. And, you know, just sat there and watched it. And it was very not raining, but it wasn't snowing, any of that stuff. So it was nice, clear sky. It was very beautiful.
Oh my God. Peaceful. It was that bliss, right? You know, guys, I kid you not. The time when I went to Niagara Falls is about the same time, meaning like same time of the year that Janae went. And so when she sent me the pictures, I'm like, oh my God, we had the overcast, you know, the waterfalls are just so incredible. I always appreciate the waterfalls on the Canadian side. Also, I did experience it on, you know, Buffalo side. And I know you had the opportunity to experience it on the American side. Right. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what, guys? That's just a little bit of what we're talking about here. Not only we're talking about travel, we're talking about alongside with family. We're talking about spotlighting businesses. If you are a business and you need to be spotlight, please send us a message. We love to hear from you. But our first amazing guest, not only have I had the opportunity of meeting her right in the clubhouse, you know, guys, she is truly a lady about taking care of her health. Her health and her wealth is so important. She's an amazing yoga instructor, and I'm so excited to have Miss Jackie with us. Oh my goodness, Miss Jackie. Hey, gorgeous, how are you doing? Unmute, beauty.
I'm muted. Hi.
There you go. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. And your beautiful daughter.
Thank you. Well, you have beautiful kids as well. She has twins.
Ooh.
I know. She has twins. She has 3 kids. Is that right, Jackie?
Yeah, that's right.
3 beautiful kids. And so when she's with her kids, she looks like a child. I mean, she looks like one of the sisters or something like that. But how are you doing today, superstar?
I'm good. Yeah, well, it's London. We've had snow. We've had rain. It's just, yeah, the weather is not great, but
You're making the best of it, right?
The best of it. I'm
Yes.
alive.
Well, I would love for you to share with us so much about what it is that you do. Not only you're an amazing yoga instructor, you have totally transformed your shape, your body. Also, it has helped you to pick up your immune system as well as you're just so mobile over there. I've been watching you on Instagram as well as out there. And I'm like, look at Miss Jackie go. Now this one here, She loves planking, Jackie. She absolutely loves working out as well, right, Janae?
Yes, I actually intend on working out after this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
share with us your tips as well as some things that you're working on. So without further ado, we're going to hear from the lady herself, Miss Jackie. Yes, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, as Renee already introduced me, I'm all about health. Health is wealth. It's sort of been my handbag, should I say, for all of my life. I've been practicing yoga for many years, but just started teaching probably about 5, 6 years ago. And the reason, interesting enough, why I got into teaching was I actually lost my sister. And when my sister passed away through mental health, it kind of, it was like a light bulb moment in a way, is how can I turn this grief into something positive? And the best way is to be able to share your passion with others. And so I thought, I'm not a normal teacher, as in I've never, taught anybody before. I've never even wanted to stand in front of a classroom or anything like that. But because yoga was something that I was so passionate about, I thought there's no better way than to do that through my passion. And so I took myself off to Barcelona and I did actually yoga trapeze. And I don't know if you all know what that is, but it's sort of yoga on a hammock, kind of like hanging from the ceiling, which is probably after having my kids, probably one of the best weeks of my life. It was just amazing. And that really started my yoga teaching journey. So from then, all through COVID as well, I've literally been teaching, doing charity yoga classes on Instagram Live, on Facebook, with my neighbors, with basically anybody that wanted to move their body. So I'm really just a believer of, for me, it's yoga. For others, it could be something else. But I'm just a full believer of moving your body. If you move your body, it does so much more than just the physical. It's all about how your mind works. It's all about how your heart works. It really is us. What makes us who we are. And you just need to find that channel, what sort of movement is good for you. It might not be yoga, but you do need some kind of movement in your life. So at the moment, with regards to yoga, I've got a few retreats coming up, which again is another great way to get yourself out from the hustle and bustle of everyday lives, of going to work and your day job and the news and all the noise that we have around us 24 hours a day. It's just nice to go somewhere so that you can kind of disconnect and then reconnect, to reset your mind, reset your life, and really focus on you. It really is about, that's one thing that most of us don't have time to do, is focus on ourselves. And if you all remember, I'm sure most of you would have been on a plane, and they always say, if say there's something happening with the plane and we have to do a crash landing, you put your mask on yourself first before you put it on the person next to you. And the reason for that is if you can't look after yourself, you're not in any position to look after anybody else. And it's something that we all forget. And we think, oh, it's a bit selfish if you think about yourself, but it's so important. And the first step of doing that is making sure you're healthy. Because if you're not healthy, then really there's not a lot you can do for yourself. So if you keep yourself healthy, it is just overall well-being. So good for your body, good for your mind, your spirit, just everything, really. So I guess my message to everybody is find that one thing that kind of puts a smile on your face, that's going to make you want to wake up in the morning and do it. Just as Renee's daughter was saying, after this, she's going to go and do a workout because that's the thing that she likes to do. That's what keeps her going. So find that thing. It might be hula hooping. It might be walking. Another thing that I do is I do lots of charity walks, or jogging, or Zumba, or whatever it is. But just find one thing that resonates with you. And when you find that thing, you'd be amazing what you get out of it. So going back to the retreats, that's one of the good things you get out of retreats, is a time to kind of take yourself away from your normal life and just a few days to sit and really don't do a lot. You know, there's no hustle and bustle, there's no business calls, there's no TV, there's just you, yourself, and you. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. One of my next projects is trying to do as many retreats that I was unable to do because of COVID. So I've got one coming up in Morocco, which will be in the desert. Amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. And I've actually got another one in Wales, and I will have another one in Turkey. So if you can, I would recommend doing something like that. It could be, just might be a weekend away where you can do something like this. So I would definitely recommend doing something like that to sort of get yourself back on track. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, you're muted.
You are making us want to just jump out and go on a plane somewhere and truly just go and relax. I mean, I want to ask you this question, and maybe Janae has some questions for you also. How did you first get into doing yoga? What was your inspiration? You know, listening to you is so, it's so, what is the word? It's just like you're so in bliss. You're so in zen, you know, with now that you have found your way. But were you always this way? Because a lot of people want to know, were you always this way?
So interesting thing is I've always been interested in fitness, and probably more high impact. But what happened was, well, when I was younger, I realized that it's never really been diagnosed, but I had a condition that if I did anything high impact, my body would itch. So I try and do things that were sort of high impact, but it just was very uncomfortable. And so I was recommended yoga, and this is from when I was at uni, so many, many years ago. So I attended my first yoga session, and I was just like, the whole time I was looking at everybody else thinking, oh my gosh, how have they put themselves in that position? How have they bent themselves in that way? And they were sweating, and it's just not what I expected from a yoga session. And that was literally the start of my journey. So, and then of course my body did not itch. So I thought, this is the thing to do. And so throughout the years, that basically was my form of exercise. There are times when I did more of it. There were times I did less of it. But the one common thing I found was the more life got stressful, the more life got challenging, even if I kind of reduced the amount of yoga I was doing, during those periods, I would do more. So I realized that was my medicine. That was my thing, that it needed to be part of my daily routine. It's not just, right, I'm going to do yoga now. It's everything about the way I communicate, the way I talk to people, everything about what I eat is all sort of in that yoga dimension, shall I say. So I've, totally embraced it. So yeah, so it's just, there is no difference. It's like, it's hard to explain it. It's a different type of exercise. It's more than an exercise. Yoga, it is a way of life. And people forget that, and people just think, oh, you go to a yoga class and you see people doing all these, like I initially thought. And I thought, oh, it's just about moving my body. But in actual fact, the most important part of yoga is not the movement, it's about the breath. And the reason for that is, as you're sitting there and breathing and almost like meditating, you are focusing, you are centering yourself, and it starts from there, and then the movement comes in.
Absolutely love that. I love what you said. Then it's the motion that you took us through, the journey that you took us through, and the passion that you have for it. It's just, you're embracing us every moment of the way. Janae's like, what did you say?
I just want to join you. You said we're going to Turkey, so when are we going?
When are we going, Miss? When are we going, Jackie? When are you going to do the walk?
Sorry, didn't hear that.
Yeah, when are you going to do the walk? When are you doing the walk? That's what she said. She's just ready to go with you.
Oh, really?
When are you going to do the walk?
Well, Well, okay, so I've got the yoga retreat. The first yoga retreat I've got is in May, and that's 11th to the 15th of May, which is actually in Morocco. It's actually in the desert. If you ever want,
Ooh.
yeah, so that in a place called Agafay. It's literally there's like nothing. You've got these tents, and you drive up, and you're thinking, where am I? But the minute you get there, it's like I can't even explain. I mean, I went to Morocco for Christmas, and then I had a friend that took me there, and when I got there I said, this, I am doing a yoga retreat here. It was just like amazing. And then you've got these tents, and you go into the tent, and it's like a luxury tent in the desert. It's like the most insane thing with a swimming pool, and oh, it was just stunning. Limited, simple, not a lot, which is, if you think our life is crowded, right? We're surrounded by a lot of noise, whether it's the radio, you go out and there's cars and there's dogs and there's, well, animals, there's just noise everywhere. And when you go somewhere and there's literally nothing, it's just surreal, really. So that is my first retreat since COVID. And then I've got another one in Wales, which will be in October. And that's actually the yoga trapeze. So I don't know if I mentioned about yoga trapeze, which is yoga in the hammock. Yeah, you might have seen it. It's sort of like it's like silks. I don't know if you've seen the silks, but it's got handles. It's quite interesting. And then I've got the one in Turkey in October. So Wales, September, Turkey, October.
Okay.
Yeah, this year. And then next,
Morocco is beautiful. I heard Morocco is so beautiful.
it is.
I had an invitation to go to Morocco at the end of this month, actually.
Recommend.
The ladies are doing a conference there. Yeah.
Oh.
So tell us what's Morocco's like, because we were just talking about Niagara Falls. Janae just came from Niagara Falls. Share with us more about what Morocco is about, please.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. I mean, we went to Marrakesh, which is one of the capitals there, and it's very beautiful. There's so many things to do there, and then there's the Agadir is just probably about half an hour from Marrakesh, which is by the seaside. There's where did we go? There's like waterfall attractions. It's just, the people are really nice. It's a really nice place. It's very clean. It's my first time. It's only 3 hours from London. I don't understand why I've never been, to be honest.
Are you serious? Is that close? Is it really?
Literally.
Oh my God, because we were in London together.
Yeah, it's not far. No, it's 3 hours from London. I can't tell you why I've never been, but it's quite a big place. So that we only went to Marrakesh, but there's a place which is probably about 5 hours away, and it's called a blue city. And basically everything is blue. The whole city is blue. The road is blue. The houses are, all the buildings are blue. It's just like, yeah, it's amazing. We weren't able to go because it was so far, but there's a lot to do. If you're into sort of natural products, Morocco are known for your now what is it called? The name's just gone off my head now. Totally gone now. But they're known for a lot of natural creams, spices, herbs.
A lot of herbs, right?
Lot of herbs. So they've got literally a market of all, natural things, turmeric, any spice you can think of, they've got it.
That reminds me of when I was in Zanzibar.
Oh yeah.
They have the spice market. Oh my goodness. I have like a sachet right now of everything. The turmeric alongside with the paprika and all the great items. Yes.
So and they have a lot of herb doctors, so they call them herb. So they're actually sort of managed by the government. So that, if you've got any condition, whether it's a skin condition, or if you want to lose weight, or if you want to detox or anything like that. And also what Morocco are known for is their hammam. I don't know if you've heard of hammam massage.
Okay.
So that's when it's a series of almost like having a mud body wrap, and then you go into sort of like a steam room, and then you're in there for a bit, and then they will come and scrub, like literally scrub your body. And honestly, you come out and it's like you're a baby. And then from there you go to another room. There's like a whole procedure, and then you have a nice massage at the end. And yeah, they're known for, apparently they do it every week. It's a traditional thing that they do at least once a week in Morocco.
Oh my
So,
God. So you want to go, right? Right now? Okay, right now. So when you go over to Morocco, how long are you there for? And then also, that was your first retreat. Your second retreat was sounding even as good as the first one, right? Okay, talk to us about the second retreat and how long you're going to be there, because we need to know, okay?
So the first retreat is actually 4 nights, 5 days. The second retreat, which is in Wales, that's just a weekend, so it's going to be a Friday till Monday. And then which is 20th of September for 3 nights, and then Turkey is 7 nights, and again that's 20th of October for 7 nights. So it's a bit different in the sense of the yoga retreat in Morocco, it's like I said, it's your mat yoga, whereas the other two is yoga trapeze, which it's quite interesting because there are not a lot of places that you can host that sort of retreat, because you have to hang your hammocks off the ceiling basically, or beams, and most places don't have that. So I'm really looking forward to, and most people that come to that sort of retreat are beginners, at least with yoga, at least most people have, not everybody, but most people would have at least tried it at some point in their lives. But yoga trapeze, a lot of people haven't, and a lot of people think, oh, I can't do that, I'm not flexible enough, or I'm too big, or whatever. And they're just so amazed when they see that it's really not about that at all. It's all about this mind. And so I always say, you come with an open mind. You don't come with, I can't. You come with, I will, and I can. And if you do that, you'd be so amazed how you would just, by the end of the first day, you'd be doing things that you never thought you'd be able to do. So I highly recommend it. And it's fun, so much fun. Oh, you there? Have I lost you? Oh, and I wanted to say also in Morocco, so I actually went to Morocco for Christmas with my family, so husband and 2 kids. Hope I haven't lost you. All right, yeah. So we made a point of sort of not just staying in London for Christmas, to go to different locations. So unfortunately, because of COVID, we weren't able to travel anywhere. But this year, oops, I've lost you. This year we went to Morocco or Marrakesh, and we were there for 2 weeks. So we were there for Christmas and for New Year. And it's quite interesting to have a hot Christmas. So just to go into the yoga a bit more, so usually the classes are tailored. So even with mat yoga, again, sometimes, like I said, most people have tried yoga, and a lot of times people think, oh, I tried it and I didn't like it, or I couldn't do it. And so I tend to do is I tailor the class based on the people that come. So people would usually say, well, what is your yoga class like? Or what style of yoga do you do? Because I know there's so many different styles or themes of yoga. There's hatha, there's vinyasa, there's bikram, there's hot yoga, there's donkey yoga, there's all kinds of yoga. I don't put my yoga routine into any label. I would tailor the class. So today, for example, my yoga class, the theme was about hips. And so we focused on, as we know, most of us spend our days, especially women, but all of us, we spend a lot of our time sitting down on chairs. And so as a result, we end up having issues with our back. And the reason why we have issues with our back is because our hips are tight. And so if your hips are tight, we then overcompensate, and then we end up having backache. And so everything is linked. And so the aim of the session today, and what I try and do with most of my sessions, is have some hip opening routines as part of the practice, so that if you can open up your hips, you're going to release your back. And so today, that was what our theme was. But it varies. Like I said, so it's not a beginners or intermediate. It's if today everybody feels like doing inversions, we do inversions. I sometimes add a bit of Tai Chi, and I don't know if you all know what Tai Chi. So Tai Chi is a bit more of a meditative practice. And so usually with a yoga routine, you start off with a warm up, and then you will have your sort of warrior poses, which is sort of the cardio bit of it. And then you go down to have some balance, and then you go down to your mat and do some core work, and then you relax. So the sort of warm up part of my routine, sometimes I add in Tai Chi. So it just brings a different flavor to the practice. I also use a lot of props. And when I say props is things like a yoga block or a yoga strap or weights. So I add weights to the practice so it becomes a cardio yoga practice. I even do things on a stability ball. So you can pretty much do or make your practice into any format that you want. It's not just about, and that's for me. There are traditional yoga teachers that follow a simple a set routine, but for me, I like to vary my practice. I vary my routine quite a lot. So we do various things depending on how we're feeling. So at the start of the session today, I mentioned about how it's pretty cold here at the moment for spring. We're having snow. And so our yoga routines at the moment are more cardio orientated to just warm ourselves up. So we start off with sort of a Tai Chi warm up, and then we add some weights to our practice. And that really really makes us sweat. But it kind of, really warms us up and gets us set for the day. So I do morning sessions at 6:30 in the morning, and it's actually online, believe it or not. So I've been teaching these ladies all through COVID. I started online teaching actually during COVID, and they've been with me throughout. And so 6:30 in the morning, in fact, during COVID, we were practicing every single day. So for literally 2 years during that lockdown period, we were on it every day, Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week for 2 years. It's unbelievable. And then, of course, when people started going back to work, it was obviously not that easy for people to do every day. So we brought it down to 3 days a week. So I have a yoga membership club. And basically it means they can come to as many yoga classes as they want. So at the moment we do Monday morning, Friday morning, and Saturday morning. Monday and Friday it's 6:30 in the morning. I know, very early, but it's just the best thing. I wake up and I think, oh, I'm tired, I can go back to bed. But once that we finish that practice, we're all raring to go and start our day. And then on Saturday, we have it at 8:00 in the morning. It's a little bit later, so we can have a bit of a lie-in. And then so we do that at 8. The sessions are an hour, say between 50 minutes to an hour. And so, people can come to 1 or 2, it's up to them, and they sign up to the program, and all of the sessions are recorded. And so I also have a database of over 200 videos, so that if they miss a practice, they can always follow up on the YouTube videos. Or sometimes people, they still come to the practice, but they want to fit in some extra classes in between, or maybe we did a session last month and they really enjoyed it and they would like to do that again, so they can go back and watch those videos. So it's they've literally, when we don't have a class, they always make sure that they carry on with the practice, even if they can't, turn up to a session. I'm always intrigued to see that they've watched the video, because I can tell that they've watched the videos in between. So so that's really my kind of yoga life, or my yoga journey. It's sort of, I say to people, as I started teaching when I lost my sister. So it was almost like my grief counselor, should I say. it helped me heal, to go through, you know, a really tough time in my life. And as a result, it's just, you know, it'll be very difficult for me to give it up. So yeah, that's really about me and my yoga journey. I don't know if you've got any other questions for me. So whilst I'm waiting for the lovely ladies to come, I'll just carry on talking about, so as well as doing yoga, I also, oh, there they are. Hello, ladies.
You know, you gotta love technology.
I know.
I always love technology, but you know what? We were loving your stories. Everybody in the clubhouse was like giving you all kinds of hearts in the chat. We were just loving all your energy, just loving it, and learning so much as we're listening to you as well. You know, we've been learning so many great tips, right?
I can't wait to put them towards what I be doing.
Yeah. And so share with her a little bit more about what it is that you do as well.
Oh no, you were about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, because you mentioned that you like doing planks. So I always add that into my practice as well. So even within the yoga practice, we do quite a few planks as well. So it's interesting that you like planks.
Yes, I like, it's easy way to get like your core activated, and I use hip dips with my planks, or I use like shoulder taps. So it always adds something extra just because it's more.
I'll leave on this conversation. You guys continue on.
Yeah, no, it's good to strengthen your arms, isn't it? Because one thing is, again, as women, we're not very strong with our arms, so it's a great way to strengthen your arms, your shoulders.
Yeah.
And I sometimes add weights as well to the plank. I don't know if you have ever done that before as well. Pardon?
Put a weight on my back.
Yes, yeah.
I've done that. I usually do like a 45 plate, but I won't move with it, but I'll just leave it on my back.
Yeah. Wow.
That people think I'm crazy. I'm like, it's strength, you know.
It is. It's strength, endurance, and you know, how long do you hold for?
It matters what like circuit I'm doing that day. At least 30 to 45 seconds to a minute. And
wow.
I do that for maybe, it's either 3 or 4 reps. It matters. Or maybe 6 reps. It just matters like what circuit I'm doing on that particular day. But I usually do planks every day.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's so simple, right? It's like it's something you can pretty much do.
Yeah. And I like workout. Like I work out because as an athlete, it's like it's common. We're so used to working out all the time. It's like really weird to not have to work out anymore.
Yeah.
So doing little workouts that get my adrenaline up faster and I can get done with it faster, I feel more accomplished than taking forever to do something and something else.
Yeah.
Like if I think in my head, okay, I'm gonna do 2 minutes of planks. That's easy. I'm gonna do it 2 minutes. All right, let's do 2 minutes. Yeah, that's how I like it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And, you know, there's different variations, you know, it's like, you know, you can come down onto your forearms or, you know, there's sort of one that we do in yoga where they call it almost, so it's like doing a downward dog, but your head is on the mat and your forearms is on the mat. So yeah, it's a bit interesting. It's again, it's a form of plank, should I say. Your body's in a diamond, sort of like a diamond shape. And then you can sort of tip. So you start off like this, and then your body comes down to full plank, and then it comes back up. It's yeah. So there's a lot of things that you can incorporate. A lot of people think, oh, I can't do yoga; it's too boring because you just sit there meditating. But it really depends on the yeah.
Yoga is like, at least we used to do yoga at school, and then like we would incorporate yoga within our practices. So, like we'd take a break. And that rest day would just be a yoga day.
Yeah.
Yoga is very important. And if people think, well, I'm just going to do it once a week, that once a week's better than anybody not doing it at all. So,
absolutely.
And they're really helpful. It's simple. It's not asking for too much. It's just your body so slightly. And yeah, in one of my schools, we had our own little basketball yoga group.
Oh, wow.
And every like other Tuesday or Wednesday, we would go outside and get our mats and go do some yoga outside. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love doing it outside. I can't wait when the weather gets better because I always do it in my garden. It's just so different doing it outside. And
garden. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say here they've actually introduced more yoga into schools to try and get kids to sort of concentrate a bit more. So so yeah, so it's kind of a really big thing at the moment, sort of the younger age really, to try and sort of get, and I used to do it with my kids when they were younger. So, or like when my kids come around, or my niece and nephews, and there's so many of them, and I'm trying to control them, and I'll just say, right, everybody sit down, cross your legs, sit on your mat. And then it was so beautiful to see all of them just sit quietly, even though they're around like.
When I started young. We started doing it young in schools and such, and it was fun. It was nice. Yeah,
So,
I will incorporate it at least to my kids when I have them.
yes, it is a great way that like I said, it grounds you, you know. It kind of, it's sort of like I said, it's a time where you're I usually say to people, when you go to class, don't look right, don't look left, just if possible, like, okay, people have to look at the teacher, but when you get to the point where you can just listen, you know what the moves are, and you don't have to necessarily watch the teacher to see what they're doing, then you can really focus on your practice, because then you're focusing on yourself. Because when you start looking elsewhere, you get distracted. You start then comparing yourself to the person next to you, that, oh my goodness, they can do this and I can't. Forgetting that we all have different journeys on our mat. So you're all in one class, but that person maybe it's their first time. The next person, maybe they've been doing it for 10 years. So of course that person is going to be better than you. So you don't know what people's journeys are, or somebody might have an injury. That's the reason why they have to modify their poses and not able to do everything. So you really just need to think about yourself and not look at anybody else. And if you do that, you'll really get the most out of your practice.
Yes, I've noticed that, especially like I was a little more flexible than some of my teammates, but some of them were like, well, how come you could do it? If you could do it, I could do it. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
don't hurt yourself. And I
No.
remember there's girls that would like, they couldn't do splits, so they try to like pop their pelvis so they can do a split. And that's like one of the most saddest things, because so many girls think that all they need to do is do this. I'm like, you don't need to do that.
No.
It's your body's not meant to do it. It's okay. Your body's not meant to do it.
Exactly. Oh no.
It's,
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's us as human beings, right? We're competitive, and sometimes competitive with our own self. But yeah, that's just the worst. There's a lot of, like, I don't do the splits. I don't even want to be able to do it. It's just, you know, it's not about that. Yeah, if you're interested, if I was interested, I probably would be able to do it, because I know what I need to do to be able to. But I'm not, because it's not really about, oh, look at me, my body can do this. It's not about that at all. It's just about the movement and what I get out of it and what I can share with others. And if I can get myself into that position, fine. If I can't, I can't. That's just life, isn't it? That's how it is for everything, really.
most definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm so glad that you guys was able to get that out the way. Oh my God, it made me feel so much better, because you know why? You guys bonded. High five. Woo! That's what we're talking about. We have to come see you in London, darling. Okay? We have to do tea at 3 p.m. Okay?
Yep.
With our pinkies up. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we did tea in London last time, right? Yes, we did.
Where did you go? Where did you go?
She enjoyed it. Oh my God. Did you enjoy going and having tea?
I loved London.
Where did you go?
We just we were in London.
We were by the Buckingham Palace, okay?
We were staying next to Liverpool.
Yes.
I mean
Waterloo.
Waterloo.
So we were there for like a week.
Oh,
we were
wow.
there for a week.
Oh,
And she had just graduated from high school, and that was her trip to get away. Yeah. So now we have to plan another trip, because now she graduated from college. And so where do we want to go now? Morocco?
I want to go to another place.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go to more than one place.
More than one place. Okay. So yeah, she's already been traveling up a storm, and I just love every moment of it. I see we have Miss Thais in the house. We also have Miss Blessing, and then we also have Miss Rachel as well. I would love to have Miss Blessing and Miss Thais to go live with us also. Miss Blessing, no, Miss Thais, she's just everywhere. Let me tell you, that Thais is truly, truly everywhere. Let me just see if we can have also for the ladies to join us. So give everybody tips. Let everybody know words of wisdom. What should they do to maintain their health and their wellness from the queen herself, who you're going to be helping us with our yoga, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Cannot wait. So please share with everyone words of tips, and then we'll be welcoming our next guest. Thank you so very much, Miss Jackie.
No worries. Yes, so I think I'll finish off with my tip, and I've probably said a few of these words already, is about not worrying about anybody else. It's focusing on you. Be consistent. So if yoga is the thing you want to try, then you need to do it consistently. So if it's once a week or twice a week, but you need to make sure you do it every week. Just like with anything, the more you practice, the better you'll be. So, and practice without judgment. So it's very important not to think about, oh, I want to be able to do this and I'll do whatever I need to get there. Some of us, our bodies just cannot get into those positions, and it's okay. It's okay. So practice consistently, practice without judgment, and practice for you. So these are my final tips. You're muted. You're muted.
She must keep them. I said, absolutely love you. Thank you so very much for everything that you do. And I'm going to adhere to those tips because, I used to love yoga, especially in New York City. Warm yoga was always cool as well. But I know for sure it helps to thin us out. Yoga really does do a wonderful job in thinning us out. And it keeps us with that mobility, right? That mobility. And I need more of that too, girl. I'm telling you right now, I do. So I'm thankful to you. Thanks for everything, and even pouring into Janae. And we look forward to seeing you on the other side of your greatness, okay? On the other side of your greatness, all right?
So much. Thank you. Lovely to see you.
You're so welcome. Well, guys, we had an amazing interview with the one and only Miss Jackie. We'll be right back with our next interviewee. And oh my God, it just keeps getting better and better. Because you know what, guys? We're learning so much as well. We are learning so much in the process, and we're looking forward to keeping up with this great energy that we're doing. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you.
I'm Renee Knorr, model.
I don't even see it. Did you send it on Messenger?
I did not. What are those?
Wakanda forever!